366 members filled with faith, hope, and courage. Our doors are always open. Meeting in 23,319 churches and congregations, large, small, outdoors, or online. It's amazing to know that God is present in each one of them. The Inter-American Division is comprised of 24 unions, divided into 156 local conferences. We spread the message through various means, including the 35 hospitals and clinics across the territory. In its 14 universities, many young people are trained daily to serve God in different professional fields. One theological seminar prepares pastors to serve the church membership and preach the gospel across Inter-America. This is a territory with millions of school-aged children. 790 primary and secondary schools deliver Adventist Christian education to 145,596 students through the dedicated labor of 9,879 teachers committed to serving God and humanity. 9 centers of influence work with creative ideas of evangelism to target various people groups. The gospel also travels by air and the internet. Messages of hope are shared 24/7 through television programs produced in 3 languages and through broadcast by more than 90 radio stations. The Inter-American Division is this and more. Every day, our church works to preach the gospel to more than 307 million residents across its territory.
Pathfinders from all over the globe. Are you ready for World Pathfinder Day 2022? Every day, we should be Pathfinders who want to make a difference and share Jesus' love with others. This year, we are challenging you, Pathfinder, to change the world. You must be fearless, you must be committed, and above all, you must trust in God. He is the one who has called you to go and share the beauty of the gospel, to go and change lives with His love. We know that you can change the world. You are Pathfinder Strong. See you all September 17, 2022 for World Pathfinder Day.
Welcome to Defining Your Health. Today, our topic is Motherhood Avoiding Burnout. I am your host, Ms. Leera Carr, and I'm filling in for Ms. Tracy Lewis. We have 2 beautiful mothers joining us today. And I actually want to ask them a lot of questions, and I'm sure that they have a wealth of knowledge to share with us. But really and truly, before we delve into the topic of motherhood and avoiding burnout, I just would like them to tell us a little bit about themselves. First, we have Miss Justine Ake and Shantel Neal. And welcome, ladies. Welcome to Defining Your Health. I hope that the 2 of you today can encourage our other mothers out there, both young and old. And I'm sure, we can always learn a thing or 2 from each other as women. So tell me a little bit about yourself, Miss Justine.
About myself as an individual or as a mom?
Yourself as an individual. What do you do? What's your profession?
Okay. Currently, I am the auditor of Central Blaze Mission. Also, I assist here at ATN in the finance department, and I also work with reconciliation between bank and CBN.
Okay.
As a mom, I have 2 boys, a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, and a wife to age and a care.
Okay. Wow. How long have you been married?
July will be 6 years.
Wonderful. That's great. Miss Neal, can you go ahead?
Sure. I am not a strange face to you all. I'm the executive producer here at ATN. I also work for Channel 7 at different points in time. I'm a mom of 2 boys, 4-year-old and a 7-year-old, two busy boys, I should add, and wife to Mr. Shane Neal.
Okay, okay. Viewers, I hope that you are taking notes, because if you notice, these are two working mothers. Now, quite frankly, I know we live in a society where women are working, and I know that we feel that there is a demand for women to be working, because maybe the income that is coming into the home these days, it's not enough for the cost of living that we have here in Belize and also in other countries. So we want to make it clear that there is no, there's nothing really against the fact against our mothers who are at home, who take care of their kids. Maybe that is your comfort. Maybe you prefer to do it that way, and maybe your partner is able to provide for both you and your kids. So there's nothing absolutely wrong with that. However, let's get back to our two mothers that we have here. I don't know if you're seeing it, but I see that these are two independent women. So I really do want to ask this question. How do you manage, being such strong women, working, and also having to, let's say, just have a family to take care of? How do you balance, I would say, being, working mothers and also having a family at home?
Well, I want to be the first to say that as a mother, sometimes you lose yourself. You lose your aspirations and your goals, because now in the beginning it was just you and your husband, both of you had your own plans, but when children come on board now, everything is focused on them, because you want them to succeed, you want them to meet their goals, and then you forget your goals. Right. So as a mom, one of the things I'd like to say is not to lose yourself. Okay. Not to put your aspirations and goals, like put it in a closet and say, that's it, I'm a mom now, and my sole purpose, my sole goal is to raise these children. Yes, that may be, but don't forget you have things you want to do, things you want to accomplish as well.
Okay. Miss Neal, I mean, you're saying that, and I would say it sounds easier to say. I mean, what is the reality of becoming a mother and still saying, I want to be a doctor one day, or, maybe you want to go back to school? How do you encourage and motivate yourself to keep pushing and also balancing being a mom?
Well, your kids will leave home at some point, and then what will become of you? Like, you will go back to not having kids at some point in your life. So you have to think about it that way. I am doing a degree as well with Northern Caribbean University, Media and Communications, and I'm doing that after having my kids. Wow. I know the norm, as people would put it, you study and then you think about marriage, you think about kids, but your girl did it the other way. So I am a student as well, a mom, a wife, and all of that.
And a working.
Getting it done, it's hard. I'm not going to sit here and let you all think that it's easy. It's hard because it's an extra thing that you have to do apart from being a mother. But you got to get it done. Right. You got to get it done. And if you're not able to do it now, at some point, the wonderful thing about the education system is that you could study at any age, at any time. So, I mean, and there's a lot of online as well. So it's more flexible, much more flexible than before.
Definitely. Miss Ake. Miss Ake. Adrian, I know you're seeing this. So don't pressure me for the last name, Adrian. So yes, Miss Ake, I want to know, going back to the first question, how do you balance it, working and also being a mom to your kids, and also a wife to your husband?
Normally, since I commute, I travel every day, and most times I would sleep on the bus. But at the time I was pregnant with my second baby, I was traveling with Mr. Gomez, our treasurer for CBM, and my co-workers in the vehicle would be like, Miss Justine, why do you fall asleep in the morning? I said, I have to fall asleep so I can have energy to go at work. Yes. And I can fulfill my duty throughout the day. But now going back home, I fall asleep again on my ride. So my coworkers again would ask me, why do I fall asleep going back home? I said, because I have two busy bodies waiting for me at home. So I have to sleep. So I have to prepare my energy, because it's like you use your energy throughout the day, and then you have to go on reserve. So that when you reach home, they require you to be at your 100%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Your job requires your 100%, your home requires your 100%. And then when you give them that time that they need, the attention they need, the food that they need, then you have your husband that is there craving your 100% as well. And then you have God that requires 100%.
Wow.
So then yourself requires yourself 100%.
That's the part we always miss.
Well, we
always miss to give
do
ourselves
that,
100%.
right. So when they're sleeping, the husband is happy and everybody is satisfied, then you sometimes have to battle between, should I brush my teeth, or before I go to sleep, do I have the energy to brush my teeth? But we get to that, and then we go and lie down, and that's literally the only time you have for yourself when you're sleeping.
Oh, so this is opening at the door for me to ask so many questions. Viewers, my young mothers out there, and for those who are planning to be wives and also to have kids, take notes, because what these ladies are sharing is actually gold right now.
Amen.
So I really do want to ask, based on what they have said so far, is that one, as much as you can, take that little break. Like Miss Justine, if she could have slept in the vehicle while she was traveling, take that time just so that you can have some time to rest.
Yeah.
And what Miss Neal shared with us is to keep pushing. Don't forget that you
Yourself.
also have your goals and your visions. And that is something that is key for us as women to continue to remember. And like what she said, the children, they're going to grow up one day and eventually they will make a family for their home. So you also want to train them in that regard. But I do want to ask something. When it comes to your mental stability, your mental health, I'm pretty sure both of you have different families. You're at different stage, I would say, in your marriage life. You know, how is it that, I can start with you, Miss Ake, how do you go ahead and, I would say, compose your routine in terms of maybe taking care of your kids and, you know, maybe planning the meals? How do you do this?
Well, meal planning, like I mentioned in our talk before, was that I attempted to Google, you know, how to make my meals, at least to pre-prepare them, like Miss Shantel mentioned as well, is that wasn't my reality.
Okay.
I tried, but then it is also overwhelming to even put the meals together to go and get this stuff. Like Miss Shantel gave me a great advice. So just buy everything that you need, the same thing that you need every week. You don't go stressing yourself and be all creative.
Yeah.
But me, I love things. I
Those
don't
are
want
for
to eat the same
birthdays.
thing. That's my thing. I don't like eating the same thing. I want to be creative and spontaneous in my stuff. So with my babies, my 4-year-old, he's very picky. He is extremely picky.
Okay.
He doesn't eat like us.
Okay.
He prefers fried jack, anything with flour, with peanuts, butter. Just that. There's nothing else he eats.
I have a peanut butter lover as well.
Yeah, but his one is extreme because you know what? He doesn't eat chicken, fish, no, nothing. He said, Mommy, you shouldn't eat the chicken, you shouldn't eat the fish because he loves animal. I guess that's a disadvantage.
Okay.
Loving animal means that you shouldn't eat animals.
Okay.
So he doesn't eat things, nothing that we eat, he eats.
Okay.
Right? That makes it very difficult when it comes to meal prep. It's really hard. So like I was mentioning, I would prepare my flour dough.
Okay.
Make sure I have that set so that can last at least for 3 meals. You know, 3 days, especially like in the morning, night, and then the next morning again. And then afternoon time, like Miss Shantel mentioned to us earlier, prepare some beans. Put that in the freezer. Right now I have a dish full of beans in the freezer. You know what, when you need it, just take it down in the night before, defrost that, and then the next day, the meal is more easier for you to prepare. If you want to do a chicken, you don't just cut up pieces by pieces.
Yes.
You know what you'll do? The entire chicken, you cut that up, season that, you freeze it if you don't need it.
Yes.
And when you do need it, you take it down, defrost it, and then, you know, it helps you to kill time, and then you have more time for your kids, and then in turn have more time for yourself.
Okay. Okay. And Miss Neal, you can go ahead and share.
Well, I have to be super organized. As
All
a
right.
mother, I have to be super organized. If I'm not ready for the week, my week is a mess. So on Sundays, that's my prep day. And on Sundays, I do a pot of beans. I guess everybody have a pot of beans at home. Whichever one it is, I make a pot of beans. I make sure I make my veggie meat. I'm a vegetarian, so I have to have that because I know when I come in the evening, I'm done for the day.
Yes.
The rug is my home. So I have to, in order for me to have my family fed, because as one of the roles of a mother is to make sure food is there.
Right.
I'm not saying that men it's not their job, but I feel like it's my role to feed the family, to make sure the family's fed and everybody's healthy, they're eating healthy.
Right.
So I take on that responsibility. I take that responsibility very serious. So I always make sure I have food in the home.
Okay.
So on Sundays I would make bread or journey cakes. Little things. So
things that can last.
Things that can last. Things that I know that they will eat. I only buy what I know they will eat.
Okay.
And it's just basic things. You don't have to go into a lot of expense
Right.
buying a lot of luxurious food. Just basic things. That's how my children were brought up. So oats, beans. We make a lot of corn. We do corn porridge. We do flour. Tortillas, journey cakes, all of that. And so I just have that in my fridge.
Right.
And if you have older kids as well, they can help.
Right.
They can help you show them how it's done, and they can assist. A lot of times we get burned out as moms because one, we don't organize. We just want to roll out of bed and make breakfast when you don't have time to reach the work late.
Right.
So if you prepare all these things, at least a couple in the night, all I have to do is throw on the rice.
Right.
All the other stuff are already ready. And to make the salad, all the other stuff is ready. So it's only 2 parts you'll have to make.
Yes.
And that helps us. That will help you a whole lot.
Right.
And having the kids help is another big one.
Okay.
Your husband as well.
Yes, and then the husband. You have a husband that is supportive. That's a big plus. And I must say that my husband, we work together.
Okay.
It's teamwork. So for those husbands who's at home who's not helping, this is your cue.
It's time to start.
This is your cue. It's time to start. Your wife needs your help.
Right.
She may say take a break or anything, but she's lying.
Right.
She needs your help. Your wife needs your support to help with the kids, to help with food in whatever way you can.
Okay.
Especially if you have a wife that's working, and even stay-at-home moms. They need help. We don't think stay-at-home moms are sitting at home just watching soap opera all day. I'm sure they're pretty busy. Right. Organizing and thinking about what the next meal will be. So you coming home and just helping is a big plus.
Certainly. So, Miss Neal, I want to ask, this organizing that you talk about, is this something that is mental, or did you have to make a schedule, or how do you go about, I would say, keeping tabs on, following through with what you intend to do, what you are responsible to do as you go through your days? How do you do that?
Well, in the beginning, I would write down what I would make for each day, but I think that complicates the whole thing. If you just keep everything basic, you'll do better than trying to make a list of all this lot of things that you're trying to do and not accomplish nothing.
Right.
All right.
So I like I said, I just make what I know my family will eat. And that helps us to stay on top of things. At least we're eating. Our brains might be in shambles, but we eat. We eat, So, and that's what it is. It's a real world. You have to work. You have to make money. Sometimes you and your husband have to work.
Right.
You have kids to take care of. You can't neglect your home. So you just have to work together to make it work.
Okay. So talk to me a little bit. I would say, I want to ask you guys a personal question. What time do you find yourself going to bed at night, after you would have worked? How often would you say you are going in by, let's say, 8:30? As Seventh-day Adventists, we do believe in the health laws, and we do promote getting enough sleep, going in your bed at least by 8:30 in the night. How realistic is this, for you as 2 working moms? Do you get enough sleep?
No, not for me. I need some sleep right now. I feel like not for me. I'm up by 3.
Wow.
I'm up by 3, but I go to sleep by 9:30. I'm out.
Okay.
Nobody knows me. I don't know anyone.
3 o'clock in
But
the morning.
I'm up by 3 because I need to be up before my family gets up.
Okay.
You know, and I do we prep lunch and things in the morning for everybody to take. It's a big money saver.
Yes.
So make sure that's why it's important to buy your groceries so that you could do all of this.
Right.
You know, it doesn't make any sense to buy groceries if you have
Still
to purchase
buy lunch.
food
Right.
outside.
Right.
And being a vegetarian, eating food outside is one of the hardest things. You know, so I try to
Most
make sure I make my own things to accommodate lunches for during the day.
Definitely.
But the rest is hard to find as a mom because you have so much things to do.
9 to 3. How many of you, our viewers out there, are young mothers, young ladies? You know, how many of you are willing to wake at 3 o'clock in the morning to take care of your family? If you're not ready to commit to it, try to. I'm not going to say reconsider, but at least start to prepare yourself for those early mornings.
Yes, but from myself, at 3 o'clock, I'm turning. I'm probably turning on one side for my 1-year-old to give him, breastfeed.
Okay.
But that's a sad situation that I'm still breastfeeding up to this point.
That's a
How old is
blessing.
he?
But it is a blessing,
That's a
but it's
blessing.
overwhelming and exhausting.
He's 1?
Yes, he will be
Okay.
2 in August.
Okay.
And for my first child, I didn't breastfeed, so I prayed to God and I said that if I get another child, I will breastfeed.
Right.
But they said to be careful what you pray for.
Well, I didn't get
But
to
I
do that for any of the
expect
two.
that I would be breastfeeding at this time still. I expected that the 1 year and that would be it.
Yes.
But he's 18 months now and I'm still breastfeeding, and
That's fine. That's
so
fine.
it's exhausting.
I know it is.
It takes up so much time
Right.
that we don't have.
Right.
Right? So it's in the night. I'm sleeping, but it takes away my rest.
Okay.
When I should be sleeping, I'm not sleeping mentally because I'm up and I know he's still there.
Yes.
But when it comes to sleeping, my sleep time, Leera, it depends.
Right.
If I commute for the day, at the night time, I am out. By
Yes.
9 o'clock, 8:30, I am out
Yes.
completely. Sometimes I neglect my husband in that aspect because he wants us to watch a movie.
Right.
But if I say yes, I will commit myself. I will. I love
again.
to hold myself to it. But then I'll be in the chair. But I know myself. I used to be one of the person that I could stay up all night and binge watch a series. An entire season I can watch in one night. But now I have become this person where if I go and sit in a chair and watch a movie, 5 minutes I'm in, watching this good movie, I'll be laughing. My husband will be like, Justine, did you see that? When he looked back,
God.
I am out, cold out. But I know myself, so I evaluate myself. I'd probably stay in the kitchen, probably wash up, prepare something for the next day. Because if I go and sit down, I am falling asleep.
Yeah.
But then when I fall asleep, it shows that my body is tired and it needs to rest.
Right.
So no, I listen to my body more. I am out by at least 9:30. And I realize that I am starting to come to this person to count my hours.
Okay.
I count my hours now, and by at least 5:36, I am fully rested. I am ready for the day to feed my chickens. My dog will be to see me happy. They will all be excited. My kids. I read and I heard that a mom and a wife in a home creates that positive environment for a family.
Yes.
So if I know that I am fully rested, I am a happy mom and a happy wife, and then my kids, that will reflect on them, and then they will see that, you know what, mommy is in a good mood today. So today will be a very good day. My husband will be very happy. So when you get that rest, everybody is happy.
I like it. I like it. And it pushes me to ask another question. I mean, what preparation did the both of you do, I would say, in terms of going into motherhood? Did you really prepare? Did you go and read? Did you watch? Did you seek advice, counsel? Is this something that is necessary? And even with that question, I want to ask, let's say going back, if you had the opportunity to go back, what would you do different in terms of preparing to be a mother?
Well, one of the things my husband and I did, we waited A lot of young people, as soon as they get married, like a
year.
months or a year after they're having a child. We waited, and I felt like waiting would have been the best thing, but it's still not the best thing. But the point I'm trying to make is just to wait. Find yourself between your husband and you. Grow a little, travel. That's one of the things I asked my husband for us to hold off for. We waited. We were able to pay for a home during that 6-year wait.
Okay.
And after that, we went into, being parents. But we read a lot. But reading and being in it is a whole different thing.
Yes.
It's a whole different thing.
Okay.
Being a mom is a wonderful experience, and comes with a lot of work and dedication. Many times you may not have a mom to have as an example, but you could look at, like in my case, I grew up with my grandmom, and so I have her as an example. I have women around that I aspire to be that kind of mom, And so I want to say to that person that may not have, maybe your mom passed or something like that before you had a child, look at women in the community, look at women in the church that you could aspire to be like,
Right.
And don't forget, moms make mistake too. We do things that sometimes we have to go back to apologize for, but I mean, who's perfect?
Right.
That's a human
Definitely.
part of it.
What would you like to add to that?
Myself, well, I was that mom that as I got married, I got pregnant a year after. I read throughout my entire first pregnancy. I wasn't really all excited. I cried a few times, like Michelle mentioned in our earlier conversation. I cried. It's not that I wasn't happy, but I cried.
Okay.
I wasn't ready.
Okay.
But my second baby, I was happy
Yeah.
because we were ready for that one. But the second child, I wasn't reading. So my husband even reached that point, was like, "Are you not happy for this pregnancy?" I said, "Why did you ask that? I am happy." Well, he would be like, "Because you're not reading. The first one you were reading everything." But I said, it's the same thing. I read the first time, so I know what to do now.
Yeah.
But if I can go back, I would wait a little bit longer. It's like what Miss Shantel said, to just grow with each other, to prepare each other,
Yeah.
mentally especially.
Definitely. Thank you so much, ladies, for sharing this part of being a mother. And,
Yes.
Definitely, we're going to look at the next part of our team or topic for today. We want to ask about the burnt out and those are the tips that would be recommended for our mothers to, just take care of themselves. See you again, viewers.
Hi, I'm Pastor Elijah Davis.
I'm Pastor Denon McCullough.
We are the hosts of your Bible study series, Words of Wisdom. In 2 Timothy 3:16, God reminds us that all scripture is given by inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof,
For correction and for instruction in righteousness.
Words of Wisdom is a specially designed program brought to you by ATN in an effort to share the Advent message to our friends and faithful viewers who are yearning to build a growing and saving relationship with Jesus Christ. If you want to learn more about our rich Adventist heritage, basic fundamental belief, counsel on courtship and marriage,
Or simply a deeper study of God's written word, then join us Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m. on our Facebook and YouTube pages, as well as Channel 98 on Central TV. Join in and be a part of this special Bible studies effort by praying that God continues to lead and bless this ministry, by becoming a faithful viewer and inviting your friends and family to like and share our programs, by your kind donations and of course your generous financial contributions. Contact us at 416139351 or send us an email at atn@cbm.belizeunion.org. We are located at 10 3/4 miles Philip Golson Highway. Thank you for being a part of the ATN ministry. It is our prayer that you will keep the book of the law always on your lips.
meditate on it day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to that which is written therein. Then thou shalt make thy way prosperous and have good success.
Welcome back to Defining Your Health. We just want to reiterate our topic for today. That is motherhood avoiding burnout. And we have with us Miss Justine Ake and Shantel Neal. And they're going to talk a little bit more about burnout. And I know that our mothers out there, I'm pretty sure that you at some point in your experience and your walk has been burnt out before. And maybe not even that, but you probably also went through depression or anxiety or some type of panic attack. So let's hear it from our two mothers who are working women who have two kids. They're married as well. We want to ask them, what is burnout really? And can they tell us a little bit about how they dealt with it? And, you know, are they still dealing with it? Is it something that is a natural part of the motherhood aspect? Let's hear it from our two mothers that we have here today.
So when you've reached that point of burnout, you've really overdone it, you know, and as moms, we are responsible for our health.
Okay.
You know, if you are burnout, then the whole family is in a mess.
Right.
You know, so we should never get to the point of being burned out because you know you're overdoing it, you're not balancing yourself, you're not taking care of yourself. I've been to the point of burnout several times because I like an overachiever, you know, and I want to get it all done in one day, but there's so many hours in a day,
Okay.
you know, so I always have to be reining myself and reminding myself that you never make in one day. I mean, you have a whole week to get it done, and you know, taking care of yourself is more important than house chores and all the other things we spend hours doing trying to make the home a perfect place, you know. So I'll be the first to say that no mom is perfect. We do experience burnout because we want to get it all done. But I also want to counsel that when you are exhausted, you don't have the emotion, you don't have the strength to cater to the kids. Make it worse. You're crazy to the husband. The poor husband doesn't try to come to your aid, and because you're tired, you're exhausted, and everything he does seems to be the wrong thing to do. And the kids come around, and as I'm talking, I could reflect on me being burned out, and like my child is coming with a flower.
Oh, yes.
You know, like the Lord just send them with they'll pick up flower from the yard, and that just cheers you up. But man, I think moms experience burnout more than dads.
Okay.
Not to be biased, but we do a lot. We do a lot to keep the home going. But sometimes we have to remember it's more than just the culture around her and the room where the clothes are all over the place, and just focus on home. Your presence makes home home.
Right.
You know, and having your kids happy, your husband happy as well. That is home.
Definitely.
You know?
Miss Ake, to you?
For myself, how I cope with burning out, or what is burning out?
Yes.
For me, before having babies, I'm a neat freak.
Yes.
I love to keep the house tidy, make sure as a meal done or I'm cooking, I'm washing up. And now slowly, it's not the same. The first child comes and you see you have your toys there, toys here, toys everywhere. The clothes, the laundry, it takes some days, working days to get the clothes folded up and put them away. It's like stages. And then now a second child comes. Then you know what? I start realizing that I am fighting only against myself.
Yeah.
Because I can't keep the house clean all day long. Let them just make mess. So if I feel as if though I clean my home, I'm okay with that. If the washing up didn't take place, I am okay with that now. I was at a place where I wasn't okay. I wanted to make sure that was done. The chair is set. Everything is set. The clothes is folded. Everything I wanted to ensure that, you know what, is being done. But now I've reached a point where if the machine is finished and the clothes is ready to hang out, I said, you know what, I choose now. Do I go and attend to my kids and play with them if they're asking me for my assistance? Or do I go and hang out my clothes? I said, you know what? I take my kids and I go and say, you know what, babies, put your shoes on.
Yes.
Let's go downstairs so we can go and hang out the clothes.
Definitely.
While I'm doing that, they're playing. If it's not chasing the chickens, playing with the dog, but they're doing something else, you know, rather than putting on the television, keep them occupied until I go downstairs and hang out my clothes. I take them downstairs with me. No, that's my way of dealing with things like that.
Okay.
I realize I'm not a super mom anymore. I am. My husband keeps telling me that I'm a super mom, but I don't take that as a compliment anymore.
Yes.
Because we get burnout.
Yes.
So when I reach that point of burning out, I would just beg for a 40 minutes to just wash my hair. Before I cut it off, I required 40 minutes to 45 minutes to get my hair tamed.
Yes.
But now it's shorter, so I still want my 45 minutes though.
Definitely.
Just for myself to stay in the shower. Okay. But if I go in there, my kids are banging. My husband will say, Dean, are you okay in there? You're all right? I said, please, I just need 45 minutes. Yes. I just need that moment, because even if it's just let the shower just drop,
yes,
it's just that moment for myself.
Yeah.
Yes, I am not Wonder Woman. I can't do everything on my own. I'm realizing it slowly.
I like that. So my first takeaway coming from what both of you said is that we can't do it all in one day. Don't try to do it all in one day. No. Mothers, young mothers, planning to be wives, looking to be future mothers, don't try to do everything in one day. That's the reality. And let the husband understand that everything can't be done in one day unless both of you decide to do it together. Then most definitely it's going to work. Right. Yes. And there's another question I have for you two ladies. Both of you are Seventh-day Adventist women. I really want to know, how important is it for your spiritual life, your connection with God, in terms of keeping you? Do you think that has some type of balance or some type of mental, and does it give you some mental strength to do what you do as women? If either of you.
For me, I realize that when I do my devotion, I am up mentally at 5 o'clock. Every day I'm up. But 5:30, 6 o'clock, I have my alarm. That's my time. I would get up. I have to do my devotion. It's not something like a routine. It's not that aspect. But in my way of connecting, I have to be connected in something. Yeah. Because if I don't, I realize that my day goes chaotic. Yeah. It doesn't go accordingly. I don't give my day to God if I don't do my devotion. So I will pray. I will do my devotion, and then I wake up and say, you know what? A mentality is important, positive, because I will tell myself, you know what, today will be a good day. Because if I don't tell myself that, then it can be a bad day. Yeah. Even when the bad things come, I will be like, you know what, I wasn't preparing my mind for this. But you have to prepare yourself for something positive. So I'll do my devotion, prepare myself, and then after that, I am in a better, cheery mood. So whatever happens throughout the day, I'll be like, Lord, you take this over because I already give you my day. So that's important for me. It's important.
That's key for a woman or a mother to not be burned out. To just know that your strength lies in God.
Yeah.
You know, we carry so much. We carry so much because even though we're at work, our minds are on our children. You know, we're thinking about everything else, and you know, just trying to mentally get it done as well. But it's key to know that your strength lies in God. It's key to know that the children, your husband, are a blessing. God gave them to you as a blessing, and allowing burnout to come in, we're kind of messing it up because we're overdoing everything, right? You know, and we're making the home a place where nobody wants to be. Because when you burn out, you're not the best person,
right?
You know, you can't offer your family anything. And that the enemy loves that,
right? Yeah.
He thrives on that. So he makes you so busy, so tired, you don't have time for nothing. You know, so it's very important for us to take time with God as women, you know, to grow and to find ourselves, you know, and for God to use us in this place that He has us, because your home is like a little ministry. You have kids that you have to, you know, train and raise in the right way. So if you're not taking time with God, it makes it hard.
Okay. And is that something that you make as priority in terms of, you know, just your life on a whole? Before you had your husband, before you had your kids, is that something that you believe women should make as a priority in general?
It must be a priority. It has to be a priority, because if you don't put yourself before God first, how would you be able to teach your child? How can you tell your child that, you know what, if you're having a hard day, a bad day, take it to the Lord in prayer if you didn't do it yourself? How will he know about that if you are not doing it yourself? You have to, like a teacher, he won't go in a classroom and teach a kid or teach his kids about a lesson that he didn't prepare himself for. He has to prepare himself, and then he will be able to teach these little ones that is looking towards him. So for me, I take that very seriously, very personal, that I have to ensure that I am staying prayed up and doing my devotion. I have to.
I love it. I love it. Did you hear that? She said, stayed prayed up. And what we have touched on so far, we've actually looked at some of the 8 laws of health. If you notice, we focused a lot today on, I would say, temperance, finding that balance, and also trusting in God. As women, we see that both of them brought that out. And we also heard them talk about that the part of resting, which both of them has agreed that they really still want to improve on. And just the fact that they try their best to kind of provide, the meal for their children, making sure that their family has, food. And I like that Shantel, she actually mentioned, she said that she feels as if though that is, part of the role as being a mother. And I'm sure Justine feels the same way. She believes that, we should make sure that the food is cooked. Right? No, I actually do want to say, I'm sure they don't cook all the time.
No.
So can we really talk about how, what impact does having a partner, have in terms of supporting you, from, preventing that burnt out in your, motherhood experience?
Well, having a supportive partner is key. It's important. It's needed. A lot of times young women get into relationship or marry someone who may come from a different household where the mom is doing everything. And but this is 2022 going on 2023. Cinderella is
non-existent.
So I must say I have a very supportive husband. He's not perfect, but we make it work. I'm not perfect either. We do have our days. We do have our moments, but we work together. And that was from the beginning. When the kids came along, same thing. When they're not with me, they're with him. And we share the load. And that was something I had to establish at the beginning of my marriage, because he comes from a home where his mom is a stay-at-home mom. Okay. And his mom does everything in the home. They just get up and eat.
Yes.
And so that was a bit of a challenge in the beginning, but we cleared that. We ironed that out quite well. We ironed that out, and so we are here now. And I must say we make a good team. We make a good team. When I'm down, he's up, and when he's up, I'm down.
Yes.
It the reverse. I cook, he cooks as well. Clean, same thing. We take care of the boys together, so it makes a huge difference, and with all of that, some days I'm still burned out.
Yes.
Because we're just trying to make life work.
Yes.
And to make life work, at some points you have to work.
Yes.
And so I'm juggling 2 jobs. He's a teacher, and being a teacher is a lot.
Definitely.
So that's like 3 jobs.
And you're also a student.
Also a student.
And
so
he's a student as well.
And he's a student as well. So we do the most. But we're making it work. I mean, life is, you only have one go around at it.
And 2 is better than 1. Essentially.
It is.
And you can go.
I agree, Shantel, completely, because my husband's culture is that, back then, the husband, he goes out to work and then comes home, expects a hot meal on the table. And then when he's finished eating, the plate will automatically disappears on its own. The wife to move it. But with us, no, that is not there. That is not us. Because I told him, I will prepare food. First thing first, I would remind him that, remember, you didn't marry a housewife.
Yes.
I'm not bashing housewives, but you didn't marry a house. I'm not a housewife. I am a working wife. Right.
Yes.
You married me and I was working.
Yes.
That's not about change. So if I have energy, we will make something.
The communication.
You're right. If we're eating chicken, he's seasoning the chicken, but I'll cut up the chicken. I'll clean it up. He will season it.
Yes.
And I'll prepare it.
Yes.
I'll do the rice, I'll do the beans, do the veg, but he's doing the chicken. If I am washing up the clothes, right? If I'm washing the clothes at the time, I used to dislike when my husband hang out clothes. When he hangs out the clothes, he won't see colors, he won't see shirts, pants, he sees everything as one. And he sees it that it will dry at the end of the day.
Yes.
But me, I don't know, but I will look back on my line and I see my clothes in colors, or everything will be in order.
It has to be organized.
It has to be organized. So I used to always fight at him with this, but then no, Leera,
yes.
When he told me he will hang out the clothes, I thank you, husband. I appreciate
just let it go.
So what I do, right, I just let it go. So when I see you hang out the clothes, all I say thank you.
Yes.
I don't go and try and fix it. I don't try to say, you know, why did you do it that way? I said, no, thank you.
Yeah.
That's all I do. Thank you. I appreciate it now.
Lovely.
I don't, because you know what, at the end of the day, it does dry.
Yes.
It is dried.
Yes.
You know, there's a way of folding your clothes, but he has another way of folding it.
Yes.
But no, I just appreciate it. So when we fold it up, all I do take it and put it up. That's all I do now. I don't complain, I appreciate it. Because you know what, there's so many women out there that is craving for a husband that will even try to fold it up. Even if it's wrong, they want someone that will help them to hang it out, fold up.
Okay.
And I have that. So I appreciate that and I embrace that.
Definitely.
But so help is important.
I love it.
It helps you so much that you still get burnout, but it helps you at least to ease and to minimize the burning out.
Lovely.
And I just want to piggyback before you continue, Leera.
Sure.
We, as women, we could overdo it sometimes.
Yes.
We could really overdo it sometimes.
do,
I know
yes.
because I know myself. We could really overdo it
Tell us
sometimes. You know,
what you mean by that.
we look at Pinterest and we want everything Pinterest looking, Pinterest, you know, and we pressure the poor man. We pressure them so much to be a Pinterest man. But we have to realize what's more important. So you said a key thing there. We have to realize I still be full me towel, or we have to secretly in the night. We have to realize what is more important, you know, and being burnout. I mean, that's why God give you a help meet to help balance out the thing, to help balance out everything. You know, but we take on a lot of their loads unnecessarily and work up the self, work up the family, stress out everybody.
Like folding the
stress out everyone, and then everyone is a mess.
Yes.
You know, so sometimes we're at fault. We're at fault for our very own burnout.
Right.
As we want to have everything Pinterest ready. You know.
I agree.
So for our young mothers, or I just want to say, those planning to be mothers, those looking to be wives, you hear it from these two women. Accountability is important. We hear it from Miss Justine. They say it's important to recognize that, you know, your own actions and your own attitude can contribute to burnout. So one thing that I really want to take away from Miss Justine is, if the man wants to hang out the clothes and it's not really fit to your standard, then just let him hang out the clothes. It will still dry. You know, I mean, if it is a case where, you know, you do have the strength to go back and refold the towels, then you go ahead and you do that. But do not put priority on things that are not necessarily important, especially when you are two working women who also have kids and you have a lot more things that you have to deal with and also caring for yourselves. Before we come to that though, I want to know, I mean, sometimes you really just need a break as a woman, right? How do you take that break? You know, because coming from burnout, I mean, it can be something that is very depressive. It can take you out of your role, your functionality as just carrying out your daily duties. how do you take a break? I mean, for the 5 minutes in the shower washing your hair is not, I wouldn't say it's enough.
Not enough.
Right? So what do you do, or what did you do, right, in terms of bouncing back, to yourself when you first probably experienced your burnout? You can go ahead, Miss Ake, if you want to start.
For me, I believe self is important. Self, your time. I told my husband we are a married couple. We are together, but first we are individuals.
Yes.
You need your time to remember who you are. I need my time, who I am. I take that very seriously. So I will hit up my girls, my sisters, my best friend Kieran. I would hit them up and I say, you know what? I need a me time.
Yes.
I need to go out and we can just laugh, be free. I have a thing against where, like a Mother's Day program in the village, they said it's just moms. And I would have people over here, people over there said you're taking the husband, you're taking the kids. I said, but why are you taking the husbands and the kids? This is a Mother's Day program. That means it's just the mom.
So you're saying no dad invited to the baby shower, or
I would say no to that part, because you use the men in the baby shower games.
Yes.
That makes it more spicy and more interesting. But then there's place where it's just the moms, or it's just you, girls, just girls. There's space where it's just the men. There's space where it's just the kids. But for me, I take my girls' time seriously because it allows me to talk about things that I can't to my kids, to my husband. I can relate to another mom. I can relate to another girl. You know what? That keeps me going. That keeps me sane. So that when I am finished from my girls' night, I am a happy mom. I'm going back home, turning on the radio. I'm laughing. I'm singing loud. And then when I reach home, everybody is happy.
Yes.
I had a baby shower that I attended the night. No fathers were there.
Okay, good.
And so I made sure that they didn't go and no kids were going. And when I reached home, but before I went home, I got a call from my husband, and he was like, I think he always do this intentionally though. He had the phone there, and then the baby was crying. The 1-year-old was crying hysterically. I said, hey, John, I was trying to give you some solutions to calm him down, but the solutions weren't working. So I said, I stayed on the phone for like 5 minutes, but the baby still calm, he's still crying, and he's still there trying to get a solution. I said, you know what? I handle it on my own some days. You can do this. I hang the cows. And guess what? They survived.
Yes.
They survived. Shantel and Leera, they survived. When I reach home, I opened the door, all happy faces. The husband happy, the baby's happy. They were all greeting me with hugs.
Yes.
I said, you know what? This is why my time is important.
Yes.
I can go home and they see a happy mom. And the next day, I'm good. I can go for a month, but after that, I need another girl time.
Yes, I like it. I like it. So this is what works for you.
Yes, it does.
Miss Neal, what works for you?
I've been trying to figure it out in her, and I don't know what it is. I don't know. This is, I guess, where I'm failing taking a break. Because it's not something we do pretty often, because we are so busy and we're always together.
Okay.
So taking a break is something I have to learn doing.
Okay.
I have to start to do.
Okay.
And for moms at home who may not be taking a break, you yourself have to start.
And take a break. But there can be other ways, I would say, in terms of taking a break. It doesn't necessarily have to be maybe calling up your sister or going out.
Right.
Maybe going to a spa, get a massage, treat yourself to go into the salon, do your hair, taking some me time.
Yeah.
Is that something that you would say is, maybe just a part of you taking a break? Something that you like. So I think that is important.
Yeah.
What about, I would say, in terms of, other family members? How often would you say how do they impact, I would say, this help in terms
Lessen
of
the burden?
Yes. Do they do that? Is that a contributing factor, Miss Neal, for you?
Well, I need to be, in order for me to take a break, I think I need to be more open to help.
Okay.
Because having this Wonder Woman kind of persona that we attempt to put off is sometimes it's impossible. You need help.
Okay.
You need help, and you need to find that family member who is open to helping you. You know,
like
so that's very important. As mothers, you can't do it all alone.
Right.
Your husband need a break as well.
Right.
As all of that we have to consider. He needs a break too.
Mhm.
So when the two we need break, who would the kids be with? You know, you can't leave them alone.
Right.
So we need to find that family member who can help
Okay.
for both of us to take a break.
Yeah.
And that,
You know,
that,
so it's important. It's important to have that, maybe a grandmother or somebody
a
who
mother-in-law,
can, a mother-in-law
aunt,
who can
a
help.
sister, a brother.
Somebody.
Yes.
You need to
Okay.
find someone. That's important. That's
Okay.
important. And they always said nothing is wrong to ask for help. Just ask. That's
Definitely.
human.
Take that time and
Yes.
ask for
If
help.
if we don't ask for help, we are doing our own burnout. We're
Yeah.
causing our own burnout.
I agree.
So
I
don't be
agree.
afraid to ask for help. I like that. I like that. So far, viewers, we've actually heard some really great points coming out in terms of managing, I would say, ourselves as women and being mothers. There is one more question I do want to ask before I ask both of you to give your final points about what you want to say to women out there. In terms of your two children, or generally, you know, for kids, do they help, or how do you get them to help in the home? I'm sure some women would probably need some advice on that.
For me, I was nervous when it came to having a second child.
Okay.
I felt that having a second child means that I would neglect my first child.
Hmm.
But then somebody gave me an advice where you can involve your older child in your second child's upbringing. You can even, when you're changing the diaper for the second one, you can ask the child, the older one, to get the Pampers, bring the wipes, so you can change them. And when you finish changing the baby, I did it and it worked. When you finish it, you give him the Pampers, the dirty Pampers, let him take it and put it in the garbage.
Okay.
Feeding the chickens, I would go downstairs before they wake up and go and feed them, but then they will wake up and hear and they see the door open and don't know that I'm feeding chicken. So they go there and they say, Mommy, I want to come down. So I will tell them, come, put your shoes on, let's go downstairs. I'll give them the bag, they'll put it in, throw the feed. But they want to help. Sometimes it's a little messy, but then let them help so that when they get older, they will know that it's not just a woman thing.
Yeah.
I can do it as well. I can help my wife when they get older.
Lovely, lovely. Miss Neal?
Well, like I said before, both my husband, we work together, but the kids are a very important part of the puzzle. You know, my boys are older, so they can do much more than what Miss Justine's kids can do.
Yes.
You know, so I have them helping me, and they're willing.
Right, they are.
They're willing at this age, so since they're willing, you have to work them.
You train
You know,
them
because
in that.
you know, when they get a little older, you may have to do a little more to get them. But now they're willing. They do everything, you know, without asking you for.
They're no bad faith.
Or asking you for anything in return. So having your kids help, it's vital. It's a win-win situation. Yes. You get the help, they get to learn, and they're gonna be good boys, good men in society.
And it's good bonding time as well.
Yes.
It's beautiful bonding time.
And I know we really don't want to go, but I just want to close off with this. What would be your final points? Say to our young mothers and women who are aspiring to be mothers. What do you want to say to them to avoid burnout in motherhood?
Well, for me, ask for help as much as you can. Realize that you can't do everything in one day. You have another day to do so. But the most important thing, your child is there, your children is there. Appreciate them. Be attentive to them. Be attentive to their needs. And ensure that you are giving what they need to have. Make sure you take care of yourself. That is important.
Yeah. Well, I want to say, think 10 years, 20 years from now, what your child will remember about you. Would they remember you as the mom who said, who was too tired, or as the mom who was always, too busy? Which one of the moms would you want your kids to remember you as? And as I'm saying that, I'm reflecting on my day-to-day activity, and I'm here thinking which one I would want my kids to remember me as. Have them remember you as the mom who took time, as the mom who was balanced enough to attend, go on the trips, or as the mom who
play with them,
take time for them. Likewise, your husband, balance is key in everything.
I like it. I like it. Viewers, I know you enjoyed this session, and I definitely did too. And there's so much that we would want to unravel from these two women. But stay tuned, because we have a lot more health topics to discuss here on Defining Your Health. So I'm sure we will be having these two mothers once more. See you again. Thank you for joining us.
As a non-profit organization, the Adventist Television Network solely relies on your financial support. By partnering with us through a monthly donation, you will help us to continue to fulfill the mission in taking the gospel into all the world. For more information, please call 613-9351 or email us at atnfin@cbm.belizeunion.org. Thank you for your prayers and support of the ATN ministry, and together we may hasten the soon coming of our Lord Jesus Christ.